Alright guys, it's me, Mr. Norden again, and we are going to talk about Latin America, Chapter 8, Part 2. This is the exact same stuff we went over in the Zoom meeting, but there is one thing I'm going to have to clarify. I messed up with the rain shadow effect. I was saying that the wind was coming this way. I don't know why I said that. The wind is coming from the east. So we'll get into that. So Latin America, very quickly, Middle America is Mexico and Central America. That makes up Middle America. Central America are these 7 countries. Then we have the Caribbean. That's right here. Pretend I didn't circle part of Florida. And that is made up of the Bahama Islands, which are right here. We have the Greater Antilles, right? Oops. And the Lesser Antilles. So Bahamas, Greater Antilles, Lesser Antilles. Then we have all these countries right here in South America. So Middle America, the Caribbean, and South America make Latin America. Moving on. We're going to talk about the tropics. Now, notice the Tropic of Cancer, the line that goes right here, and the Tropic of Capricorn that goes right here. Everything between this line and this line, right? Think hot. Think tropic, okay? Because pretty much all of this is tropical, is a tropical climate, all right? The Tropic of Cancer, this is the northernmost point that the sun can be directly overhead. Tropic of Capricorn, this is the southernmost point that the sun can be directly overhead. So just think of that. When you hear Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, everything in between is essentially the tropics. Okay. We are going to move on. Oops. Okay, we're going to talk about the tropical regions of Latin America. There's 2 tropical regions. There's a tropical rainforest, right? Excuse me. And then there's the tropical savanna, right? Both of these tropical regions have hot temperatures and abundant rainfall, okay? But the savanna has an extra one. It also has a dry season, right? So think of it this way. When you think of tropical rainforest climate, think it's wet all the time. The year round, there's just rainfall, okay? When you think tropical savanna, think, hey, there's something called the Savannah Desert. Well, guess what? That also means that there's a little bit of a dry season. Here's where the tropical regions are located, all right? All here. I'm not going to go over them right now, but we're going to move on, and we're going to talk specifically right now about the tropical rainforest climate, okay? It's in southern Mexico, eastern part of Central America, some of the Caribbean islands, and parts of South America. Again, tropical rainforest, think rain, wet, hot temperatures, abundant rainfall year-round. Let's go on to the map. So we're talking tropical rainforest climate. That's the dark pink area. So this area is all tropical rainforest climate. This is a tropical rainforest climate. All this dark pink tropical rainforest climate, and this little bitty section up here, right there, that is also a tropical rainforest climate. So one important thing to know, that in this tropical rainforest climate here is the Amazon rainforest, okay? That's going to help you remember where that specific climate is. Let's move on, and we're going to talk specifically about the Amazon basin and the rainforest, all right? What is the Amazon basin? All right, it is part of South America that is drained by the Amazon rivers and its tributaries. So look, this whole green section right here, this is the Amazon basin. Basically, all the rivers in here, every river, right? Here's essentially the Amazon River right here. Okay? It comes across kind of like that. All these little rivers here, even if they're way down here, they somehow snake their way along until they connect to the Amazon River, and they drain into it and then the Amazon drains out into the Atlantic Ocean. So, if they didn't have these riverways that did this, then this place would just be overrun with water. It would just be so full. So the Amazon basin, that's where all the rain gets drained. All right. When we talk about the Amazon basin, we're talking about the area of land in South America where all the water gets drained into the Amazon River. All right. This is also home. This is also where the Amazon rainforest is, and I mean this covers 1/3 of South America. It's huge. This is essentially the size of the lower 48 states of the United States of America. I'm gonna show you one more slide here with this, and look, here's the Amazon basin. Here's the Amazon rainforest. This section is the actual forest. All right. So what I want to do is I'm gonna kind of just draw this. Right. Actually went too high. This is essentially where the Amazon rainforest is. All this, all right, you have the Amazon River going out here. All this is rainforest. All this stuff in here, this is the Amazon rainforest, right? This is the Amazon basin, all right? But this is the Amazon rainforest, and this is where basically the Amazon rainforest climate is, all right? So when we talk about the Amazon rainforest, when we talk about the Amazon basin, we're talking about water drainage. When we talk about the Amazon rainforest, we're talking about the actual forest, all right, with the 130-foot trees and the canopy that's overhead. And when we talk about the Amazon River, we're talking about the huge river that runs through the Amazon rainforest. And yes, that is about it. So let's move on to the actual rainforest. So here we see that it has that it's full of tropical hardwoods. It has palm trees, bamboo trees. It has broadleaf trees. That means trees that have leaves that are big, right? That are huge. You know what? This is my drawing of a big broadleaf tree. Big broadleaf tree. All right. And then it also has needle leaf trees, right? Needle leaf evergreens. Doop, 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 doop. That's a horrible. You know what? Forget I did that. But you guys know what kind of needle leaf trees are. The leaves are like needles. All right. The canopy is so large and so big that it covers. There's hardly any sun that gets to the bottom here. This is just like anything that lives on the bottom. Any vegetation that's on the bottom needs to be able to live on very little sunlight. All right, it can get very dark in here. Now, I think I mentioned this in another slide, but we're going to go over it again, that the Amazon River is anywhere from 1 to 6 miles long, typically. However, during the rainy season, it can overflow its banks and be up to 30 miles wide. That means that like this whole section of forest here would be covered in water, and there would be fish. Yay, little fishies floating around, swimming around inside this forest, past the trees, and then, they'll be hunting like little fish and going, I want to eat you. I'm hungry. I'm going to open my mouth with its sharp teeth. Yummy. Anyway, but when it overflows its banks, all right, it can be up to 30 miles wide, and it can cover this rainforest. Fish can be swimming around in there. It's crazy. It's actually pretty cool. All right. Tropical savanna climate. All right. So this is in southwestern Mexico, most Caribbean islands, North South America, Central South America. I already went over it. Hot temperatures, abundant rainfall, and it also has a dry season. So when we look at the map, here's our tropical savanna climate, this light pink area. All right. See that light pink area? That's an area where it's a tropical savanna climate. Abundant rainfall, hot, but it has a period of dry season. All right, you see that, guys? And again, remember, we have the Tropic of Capricorn right here, the Tropic of Cancer up here. All the tropics are basically in between these two. All right? One thing I did want to go over is the Pacific Ring of Fire. Here it is. You guys know about it. This is where all these volcanoes and stuff happen. We have earthquakes and stuff that are going on here. Crazy stuff, residual from the flood all those thousands of years ago. Tropical savanna climate. Boom, done. Humid subtropic climate. All right, when we think of the humid subtropic climate, think of this. Sub, below. Subs, they go in the water. They're below the water. Sub, you're below something. Tropic. All right, look. Where is it? It's the southeastern part of South America. The climate there, winters are short and mild, so they're quick. All right? And the summers are long, hot, and humid. That kind of sounds like fun, right? Maybe. It reminds me of Florida. Florida, the summers are long, hot, and humid. Winters, they're short and mild. All right, but let's look where that is. Remember, humid subtropic. Okay? Boom. Here is this light green area. This is the humid subtropic climate. All right? Short winters, long, hot, humid summers. All right? But look, here's the Tropic of Capricorn. It's below the Tropic of Capricorn. Get it? Humid subtropic. Right there. Okay? That's where it is. Perfect. Let's continue on. Desert and steppe climate. All right? I'm going to show you where the desert climates are and where the steppe climates are. You guys should know what a desert is, right? There's no rain. There's hardly any vegetation, just like drought-resistant shrubs and cactuses. A steppe climate, all right? These have hot summers. They have cool winters and a little bit of rainfall. They have small forests. They have some grass. But look at the locations. Where are the deserts? It's parts of northern Mexico, off the coast of Peru and Chile, southeastern coast of Argentina, the steppe climate, northern Mexico, northeastern Brazil, south central South America. So let's get into that. On this map, you will notice, please, if you will, these lighter areas, guess what? The lighter areas are the desert, and these khaki colored areas, these are the steppe climates. So you see right here? That's a desert. This is a desert. This whole section is a desert. This is a desert. This is a desert. Okay? Now, the steppe climates, the khaki colored, this is a steppe climate. This is a steppe climate. All right? Notice they're all kind of grouped together. So steppe and desert is a good part of Mexico. That's up here. On the western part of South America, you have a nice long desert. Down here, you have a nice little steppe climate. And then right in here, boom, we got some more steppe and desert climate, don't we? Now, right here, this section right here, this is where the rain shadow effect comes into effect. I'm sorry, guys. When on Zoom, I told you, I don't know why I did it, but I said the wind was coming this way. No, it was coming this way. I said it backwards. The wind comes this way. It goes up the Andes Mountains, because remember, the Andes Mountains follow basically right here. It goes up the Andes Mountains, and the rain shadow effect happens, which means the wind goes up, it brings moisture with it. Moisture gets heavy, it gets denser as it gets up, as it gets colder and everything. And it finally decides, I can't take it anymore, I must release rain. And it rains down all on this side of the Andes Mountains, all on this side into these tropical areas, right? And even into these steppe areas. Okay? But it goes down there, and then the wind keeps going up, and when times it gets over here, there's no rain in it anymore. And it just rushes down the mountain with nothing there, and it dries out everything that was there, and it leaves you with a desert climate with basically nothing can grow. All right, so that's a rain shadow effect there. Let's continue on. We have vertical climate zones, and this is interesting. So when we talk about vertical climate zones, we're talking about vegetation growth is primarily affected by elevation. All right, what does that mean? It means that climate becomes colder as elevation increases. All right, so I obviously have little things for this, but look, the you start off here. It's nice and sunny. Boo, 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 doo. That's a horrible sun. All right. As you go up, it's a little less. It's a little less warm, and then as you get up here, well, guess what? You need. That's a hat. That's a winter hat. That's a Carhartt hat because it gets cold. All right. Let's look at this. We have three climates in Latin America that depend on the elevation. All right, we have the Tierra Caliente. Caliente. What does that mean? Hot lands. All right. Think hot sauce. Caliente, hot sauce. We have the Tierra Templada, which is temperate lands, and then Tierra Fria. All right, I always remember that because fria means cold in Creole. My wife is Cape Verdean. So that's the cold lands. All right. So remember, hotter at the bottom, colder at the top. All right. So let's get into this. Well, actually, I'm going to tell you this first. Average temperature in the Caliente, 68 to 91 degrees. Tierra Templada, 60 degrees to 72 degrees on average. And then Tierra Fria, you get frost. There's, and snow and whatnot. It gets a little cold. All right. So let's go into this. Oops. Actually, it's just, we'll go into this. So this one's a better picture. So right here at the bottom, this is the Tierra Caliente. The ocean is right down here. Sea level is right down here. All right, we're at 0 feet, 0. All right, you got dolphins and stuff flying out over here. That's a dolphin. See, there's this dorsal fin. All right, and it's vertical. That's, let me see. There's this nose. That is now a dolphin officially, but it's in the sea. It's in the sea. All right, but look, 0 feet. We hit here, so from 0 to 2,500 feet, we have the Tierra Caliente zone, hot tropical. It's got the rainforest in there. Big producer, big stuff that grows there is banana and sugar. Okay. Then we go up here to the Tierra Templada. That's between 2,500 feet and 6,000 feet about. This is the area, the most populated zone. This is where most of the people live. They live on this level of elevation. This is common in Central America. So 7 countries of Central America, this is where most of those people live. They're elevated up to this, in between this this area. Okay. The big producers is coffee, which, Guatemala's in Central America, so no wonder we get some good coffee coming from there. All right, and then we have corn and wheat that is also grown there. Then we're getting up to Tierra Fria, right? This is the highest zone in Central America. It goes up to the tree line, and you can grow barley and potatoes there. It's not as populated, but people do live here. But what's the tree line? Well, anything above 12,000 feet, essentially, about 12,000 feet, trees just don't grow. There's nothing up here. And we're going to look on that in the next slide. Look at this. We have our Tierra Caliente zone, which is right around here. Goes up to about 2,000 feet of elevation. This is like the Tierra Caliente zone, right? Gets into the 90s. Then, this is where most people live. This is in the Tierra Templada zone, right? This is where the coffee and stuff is grown. This is most of Central America, Tierra Templada. All right. The higher you go, the cooler it gets. The lower you go, the hotter it gets. Right. Now we get into Tierra Fria, right here. This is where that potato and barley is grown. Not as populated. All right, it's cold up here. You guys know what tundra is? We've talked about that, where hardly anything grows. It's just like little moss and grass for a few months out of the year. Well, the higher up you go, there is a little bit of tundra up in the Andes Mountains. And then at the very top, I'm not going to ask you about this one, so don't worry about it. But just know that above it, above Tierra Fria, there is it's basically just ice and snow. That's it. That is it. There's nothing else. Okay, so glad we went over this. This should be clear to you, and we're gonna pause this video. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, and I will see you all on Monday.